Hey everyone, it's KCat. So if you have followed me on my channel, you know that I am a faithful person of Subway. Um, this past week has been, uh, actually, to tell you the truth, every week is different for me because, every week is not the same. Sometimes it's boring, doing the same old stuff, and sometimes, um, there's a lot of perks. Free food, free cookies, all of that stuff. Well, the past couple of weeks, we've been changing it up, not necessarily um, Subway, thank God, but it's basically um our crew, like my coworkers. Um Last week we lost a whole bunch of people due to um college kids going back to college. I think we had one person do a no call no show, and he basically just quit. um and we saw not a sight nor hair of him afterwards. So yeah, we had like 4 people um, who are in college. They went to their respective colleges last week, so we've been playing catch up um, with coverage, and where when we have to do that, um, a lot of people are like, oh, it's not that bad. You go from, yeah, we had like 15, 20 people on the schedule, where you know, and it was cool when we had 15, 20 people on the schedule because everybody got like 20 hours or so. I was more of like the backup plan in case somebody called off. I was maybe one out of 3 people who would to, you know, come to the rescue. Now, since we lost like 4 people, we can't do that. Um, and where I would have like 3 days in a row off, I only have one. So the past week has been funny because I had the day off on Monday. Tuesday I came in for an hour because the one of the new girls forgot that she had worked. So she was in Lancaster and wasn't able to make it right on time. My sister called me and she's like, "How would you like to work for an hour?" And I was like, "Okay. As long as I leave in an hour, I'm fine." So you know, got dressed, came here, worked, literally worked, which consisted of me just staying, you know, standing in the store looking pretty for an hour. And then I got to go home, do my cross stitch, do all of that stuff. And then Wednesday, the same chick, um, you know, was like, oh, well, since covered for me yesterday, can you do my shift for tomorrow or for today? And I'm like, yeah, I ended up having to do a double shift because of the same coworker. And then it wouldn't have been, all of this wouldn't have been bad if I hadn't hurt my ankle. What people don't know is that for a whole week now, my ankle, especially the one that pops out of place, literally pinched a nerve in my ankle bone, and I've been walking on it ever since. And I called the doctor and I was like, I called the ankle doctor and I was like, you know what? This hurts. What do I do? If it was a hairline fracture, I wouldn't be standing on it and swaying back and forth like I am right now. So it was basically a pinched nerve. And like it's it's funny because depending on how long I've been on my ankle. I know Wednesday I wanted to kill somebody because I was on my on my ankle the whole day. It hurt so bad. Um, Thursday, Friday, and yesterday I was basically telling people I don't want to stay longer. Um, yeah, my Yeah, so if it wasn't for my ankle, I would have been more like, oh my gosh, I'll do it. Like, yeah, because my ankle is acting the way that it is. When there's a threat for me to do a double shift, I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing it. I did it on Wednesday because there was absolutely nobody else who could take the spot. And like I said, where my where my paychecks are like, "Oh, hell yeah, I get money." My body is like, "F you." Like, we're done. Um my next day off is on Tuesday and I told everybody that um to hold a vigil for me because I'm going to pretend like you know, like I'm dead to the world or whatnot. So I told everybody that they needed to, you know, please don't call me, don't text me, don't do anything on Tuesday. Just let me have my day. Um, because I haven't really had a day off at all. So it's one of those things I'm not too worried about. There's a huge bug uh, next to me, so I'm trying really hard not to. Yeah, it's one of those big cicadas that are like this big, and it looked like it was about ready to fly my way. So I keep on looking at it to make sure that it's not moving. So yeah, but yeah, I my ankle has been holding up and actually been doing nice for the past couple of days. I think it's because I ice it up as soon as I get home. I come home, take change clothes, ice up, make sure that all the animals, well, that's a little excessive. Yeah, that's a little excessive. Um, and, come on. Ugh, yeah, he wasn't even cute. He wasn't even cute. um, but I go home, change into my pajamas, and then I soak my feet in cold water, especially my ankle, and I like prop it up with um with ice and everything, so it's actually pretty good. But other than that, it's been doing okay. Like the only problem that I had was on Wednesday when I felt like I couldn't walk on it. When when I initially hurt myself, and I was thinking about when it first started. Actually, last Sunday um, was when it started. I didn't notice it right away because you don't really notice, especially when you are working a lot. And um, Yesterday was awesome because I had to train somebody, so I wasn't necessarily standing on my ankle the way that I usually am because we had four people. Usually we have three, but when you have four people on the line trying to make subs, it's a little weird. I Everybody ended up shoving me to the side that way and letting me rest up my ankle and whatnot. Kind of felt weird, but um, today we have our scheduled three people. I should be able to get out of work um, at 2. I have all the proper coverage. I'm on the roll. I had um, my coffee today, so I'm doing pretty good. Um, I just need sleep and rest. Yesterday, I think I went to bed at like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Um, did maybe about 10, 15 minutes of my cross stitch, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm tired. Made sure that all of my animals were fed and taken care of. Uh, they got pets, they got food, and all of that stuff. And it was kind of cool to hear my. It was kind of funny. I was giggling in my bed when I was drifting off to sleep because our kitten thinks that it's playtime in the middle of the night, and she will like literally knock a whole bunch of shit down in the living room, and it sounds like um, somebody is, causing a ruckus, and it's usually her. Um, because she's playing with string and whatnot, so it's all good. Yeah. So I was giggling at that before I fell asleep. This morning was awesome. I was able to get out of bed and to get uh, my uniform on, which apparently I got on the right way. Yesterday I wore my uniform backwards, and people let me out of the house that way. Um, Luckily, my coworker was nice enough to be like, before we start, can you change your, you have to change your uniform. And I was like, oh, why? I looked down and I saw that it was backwards. So, yeah, that was my day yesterday. Um, but it was all cool. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good this weekend, you know, minus my ankle, I've been doing pretty good. Clocking in a lot of hours. So on my downtime, I really value my me time. Um, Kind of reserve my energy for certain people and things. Um, yeah. So, but that is like my life update, where I'm at in life. But I got to get into work, see what the damage is, what's going on, and I will see you in the next vlog. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome day, you guys, because I know I am.